Merry meet everyone, Niev here, and this is your weekly general reading for June 3rd through the 9th, 2018. And this month, well, at least for this video, it's a little different from all of my previous ones because of where I'm actually filming this. I know I did not have a video out last week, and a lot of that's because I got an order for a Book of Shadows cover for a client, and I've been embroidering that, sewing that, cutting out all the fabric for that, and I just didn't have time to sit down and film a tarot reading. I do apologize for that, but when I finish that Book of Shadows cover, I will post the video on my art and crafts channel, so check that out. So, because the area that I normally do these tarot readings is currently covered with fabric and all of that stuff, I decided to just quickly do a little video for this week at my computer desk. So that's why you're seeing my keyboard over there. I didn't lay down a cloth or anything. It's just my bare bones desk, and I hope that's okay. So for this month, I am going to be using the Druid Animal Oracle deck for my Oracle deck, and for the Tarot deck, I'm using the Golden Universal Tarot. It just seemed very, we're, at least here in New England, it's getting quite warm, much to my chagrin, because I actually like it when it's colder, but It is getting quite summery, and the gold of the Golden Universal just stood out as a very summery deck. So that's what I chose. And this is a little pouch that I have it in. This was a homemade tarot pouch. And yeah. All right, so let's get started. So if you're new here, what I do is I draw one card from a tarot deck, and that will represent the general theme of the week, something to think about. And then I'll draw 3 cards from the tarot deck that will represent the general flow of energy throughout the week. The card for the Oracle deck is the Fox, and I'm happy to see this. Part of the reason I'm happy to see this is it makes me think of our dog, and we actually just got her last month. And our dog is named a Shielder. She's a Harrier Hound, and they're a British breed and very common. They're called Harriers because they were bred to hunt hares, but they're also commonly used to hunt foxes. And we thought about naming her Chinook, which is the Irish word for fox, but we liked the Viking name of Shielder. But anyway, but all of her stuff has foxes on it, her motif, so that's why it makes me think of that. So I'm actually going to read what it says from the book, and let's see, Fox, here we go. So obviously, with a fox, we're thinking, cunning and slyness, sly like a fox, something sneaky. So here it said the keywords are diplomacy, cunning, and wildness. So the meaning, Chinook is a graceful creature who typifies the beauty and harmony of the natural world. Working with the power of the fox, you will know when to come out into the open and be counted, and when to remain silent. With others, you will be able to be diplomatic. One of the attributes of the fox is being strong in counsel. However, take care when working with fox power not to let skill and diplomacy become dishonesty or slyness. Remaining silent or becoming invisible so as to watch the unfolding drama is an asset and can bring its own special culpability if it is not tempered with wisdom. All right, so basically what we're seeing here is knowing when to speak up, being smart with your speech, being smart with your actions, being careful not to be too smart and sneaky for your own good. So it's just being wise with your actions, being very wise with how you speak to people, when to speak up, when to be quiet. All right, so let's see what the tarot cards say. All right, so the first card is the Ace of Swords. Okay. Then we have the King of Swords. All right. And finally, the Two of Pentacles. All right. So, with the Ace of Swords, we're seeing a new beginning with huge potential to go either way. You know, we see the sharpness of the sword on either side. It depends on what it's chopping off, what it's cutting through. The swords, the Ace of Swords, it's a new beginning and it has huge potential. There's a strong force behind it, and it's all about using that force wisely, which really connects with this fox here. Wise use of powers, wise use of authority, and again we see that here with the king. And it's the swords are about clarity and insight. It's very connected to the element of air, and cutting through the nonsense. And with the king, we're seeing someone wielding that power. This hand here, that's the king's hand here, and that can be you. It can be someone around you, but it's really talking about, if you're willing to take on this potential, take on this power, you have to be smart about it. And the King of Swords is incredibly intelligent. He thinks clearly. He's an intellectual, but he has to be careful not to lose control. And that's all what the Two of Pentacles is all about. It's about maintaining control and knowing when to keep things in the juggling circulation and in your as a priority. When to keep something as a priority and when to drop something out of the circulation and to continue with what else you're doing. So all of these cards are very, very much connected in a very obvious way. We have the fox that's guiding us, telling us to be diplomatic, know when to speak up and know when to be silent, and warning to not be so smart that you take advantage of others, or you're too sneaky or sly or manipulative. And here we have the great power, wielding that great power and controlling that power. And really here knowing when to let things go and when to keep things in the juggling circulation. All right, so that is the reading this week. I hope this setup wasn't too jarring. I don't think you could really see this image of the Two of Pentacles here, so I'm going to try to show it this way. And I love this deck because it's so shiny. It's a really beautiful deck, and I do apologize for not having a better view of this deck right now, but like I said, my other table is occupied. So I thank you so much for sticking around, and I will see you guys next week. Blessed be. Bye, everyone.